You think poor people stay poor because they don't work hard enough? Wrong. You think it's because they didn't get a good education? Not quite. The truth is far more uncomfortable and far more powerful. In this video, we're breaking down the hidden reasons why most people never escape poverty and why it might not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. Reason 1, selling time for money. Most poor people operate in the time for money model. They trade hours for dollars. It's called linear income, where your money stops the second you do. Imagine someone working 10 hours a day delivering for DoorDash. They get paid only when they work. No days off, no passive income. Now compare that to someone who builds an app, writes a book, or owns a piece of rental property. They created once and get paid multiple times. That's called leverage. The rich build systems, businesses, investments, intellectual property. They understand a core rule of money. If your income is tied to your time, you'll always be limited. Take influencers, for example. A single TikTok that blows up can make them thousands in affiliate commissions, brand deals, or product sales while they sleep. This isn't just about being a creator. It's about creating value that can scale. If you're working more than 40 hours a week and still struggling, it's not your hustle that's broken. It's your model. The poor stay poor because they sell time. The rich get richer because they sell solutions. You can't escape poverty if your income depends on you being awake every hour of the day. Reason 2, short-term thinking. One of the main reasons people stay poor is because they make decisions based on short-term emotions rather than long-term vision. Let's be honest. It's easier to buy a new pair of Jordans than to read a book on finance. It's easier to go out on Friday night than to stay in and build your side hustle. It's more satisfying to scroll TikTok for 2 hours than to study a skill that might make you money for the rest of your life. This isn't just bad behavior. It's behavioral economics. It's how your brain is wired for instant gratification. Your ancestors hunted, gathered, and needed food now. Saving for retirement wasn't part of the plan. But in the modern world, this ancient brain is a liability. The wealthy think in decades. They invest today to cash out 10 years later. That's how compound interest works. With money, relationships, even knowledge. It builds, quietly, and then suddenly it explodes. But the poor, they spend now and hope for miracles later. Let's take an example. Mike makes $2,000 a month and spends $300 on subscriptions, $150 on takeout, and $100 on clothes every month. That's $550 gone. In 12 months, that's $6,600. Now imagine if Mike had put that into an S&P 500 index fund. That $6,600 becomes $14,000 plus in 10 years without lifting a finger. Poor people chase dopamine. Rich people chase dividends. This doesn't mean you can't enjoy life. It means you need to decide what matters more. Pleasure today or power tomorrow. One gives you comfort. The other gives you freedom. Your future isn't determined by your dreams. It's shaped by your ability to delay gratification. And if you can master that one habit, you'll do what most never can, escape the hamster wheel. Reason 3, negative conditioning. Here's something no one likes to admit. Most people stay poor because of the stories they've been told, and the ones they keep repeating. If you grew up hearing things like, money doesn't grow on trees, we're not rich people, or that's just not for people like us, you've been programmed to reject wealth at a subconscious level. That's called financial conditioning, and it's more dangerous than being broke because you can escape a financial situation, but escaping a mental cage, that takes work. Think about it. If your parents constantly stressed over bills, fought about money, or acted like rich people were evil or corrupt, you probably grew up thinking wealth is stressful, bad, or even immoral. So even if you want to be rich, deep down, part of you thinks it's wrong. You start sabotaging opportunities without realizing it. You procrastinate on starting that online store. You skip the job interview that feels too ambitious. You stay in your comfort zone because comfort feels safe, and poverty, unfortunately, becomes familiar. This is called a scarcity mindset. It tells you there's never enough, so you shouldn't even try. It whispers that success is for other people. It keeps you playing small, working just enough to get by, but never enough to break through. The truth? Wealth begins where that programming ends. You don't have to hate your upbringing to outgrow it. You don't have to blame anyone, but you do have to choose differently. That starts with one decision: refusing to let your past define your ceiling, because no one escapes a poor mindset with the same beliefs that built it. Reason 4, financial illiteracy. Let's be real. The average person in America knows more about celebrity drama than their own credit score. And that's not entirely their fault. Schools teach you how to pass tests, not how to pass life. They'll show you the Pythagorean theorem, but never explain what a Roth IRA is. You graduate knowing Shakespeare, but not how to file taxes. That's not education. That's misdirection. The truth is, most poor people aren't lazy. They're financially illiterate, and no one ever gave them the tools to change that. They don't know how to budget, how to track expenses, how to calculate interest rates, or how debt compounds. So they take out payday loans, max out credit cards, buy things they can't afford, and wonder why they're always behind. Let's break this down. Buying a brand new $1,200 iPhone on a payment plan when you have $500 in savings? That's not financial freedom, that's financial suicide. Spending $300 per month on car payments for a depreciating vehicle instead of investing in an income-generating skill? That's a liability disguised as a lifestyle. And yet, it happens every day. Meanwhile, the wealthy treat money like a game. They study it, track it, optimize it. They know how to reduce taxes, increase returns, and leverage good debt to create cash flow. The poor see money as survival. The rich see money as a tool. And here's the kicker: financial literacy isn't reserved for the rich. It's available to anyone with a phone and YouTube access. But you have to care enough to learn. Because in today's world, staying financially illiterate isn't an accident. It's a choice, one you can't afford to keep making. Reason 5, not playing the game. Here's a hard truth. The wealthy don't just make more money, they play an entirely different game. And most poor people, they don't even know the game exists. They think making more money means working more hours. But the rich know it's not about effort. It's about systems, strategy, and positioning. Let's talk about how the game actually works. The wealthy use tax laws to their advantage. Legally, they own LLCs, invest through retirement accounts, write off business expenses, and structure their income to minimize taxes. Meanwhile, the poor pay the highest tax rates through regular employment and never question it. The rich leverage debt to build assets, real estate, businesses, investments. The poor avoid debt altogether, or worse, use it to buy depreciating things they can't afford. The rich diversify income, multiple streams, side hustles, passive flows. The poor rely on one paycheck, one job, one boss, one risk. And that's the problem. When your income is single source, your financial life is a house of cards. The rich automate investments. They use tools, advisors, technology. The poor still think investing is only for millionaires, when in reality, even $50 a month into an index fund is a start. The point is this: wealth isn't a result of working harder. It's a result of working smarter inside a system most people never learn. So why don't more people learn it? Because no one teaches you. And those who benefit from your ignorance aren't in a rush to change that. But here's the good news. Today, you don't need to be born rich to get rich. You need information. You need discipline. You need a new playbook. And the best time to start studying the game was 5 years ago. The second best time? Right now. If you've made it this far, then you already know the truth. Poverty isn't just about money. It's about mindset. It's about systems. It's about awareness. Most people will watch a video like this, nod along, and do nothing. But not you. You're still here because something clicked. Maybe you've been playing the wrong game. Maybe you've been stuck in cycles that were never yours to begin with. Maybe, just maybe, you're ready to break out. So here's the challenge. Pick one belief you're leaving behind today. Write it in the comments, make it real. Because clarity is power. And the moment you name your limitations, they lose control over you. And then, subscribe. Not because it helps the algorithm, but because we're building something bigger here. A generation of people who refuse to settle, who choose information over ignorance, ownership over excuses, freedom over fear, one decision at a time, one lesson at a time, one video at a time. Let's build wealth from the inside out.